Do you struggle with clutter? Clutter has taken over if you need to shuffle objects about in your house or office to complete a task, or if you feel overburdened by all of your stuff, and you may be under more stress than you think. Your brain's capacity for processing information is hampered by clutter, which can also distract you. The Princeton University Neuroscience Institute conducted a study in which the researchers discovered that multiple stimuli present in the visual field at the same time compete for neural representation by mutually suppressing their evoked activity throughout visual cortex, providing a neural correlate for the limited processing capacity of the visual system. In other words, clutter makes it difficult for you to concentrate and competes for your attention. Get rid of the clutter before you begin in order to produce your best work. Unfortunately, people frequently make several errors and accomplish the opposite goal when trying to purge their environments of clutter. Hi, and welcome back to Fascinating Self. You have come to the right place if you want to declutter your space and enjoy the sense of satisfaction that comes with it. We are glad to have you, and stick with us to the end of the video to discover some of the decluttering mistakes you have to avoid in your quest to live in a clutter-free space. Mistake number 1. Having no clear idea why you want to declutter. Decluttering is difficult. Your home probably took years to fill with everything. Clearing it of clutter will require time and work. It is crucial to keep yourself motivated to declutter by having a goal or a reason for doing so. Think for a while about your motivations for decluttering. Would you want more time? Do you desire a calmer atmosphere in your house? You might choose to spend less time cleaning. Whatever it is, be sure to understand your why in your own mind. Remind yourself of your goal and motivation whenever you feel discouraged, unmotivated, or just like giving up. Remind yourself of the reasons why clearing out your space will be worthwhile. The first step to getting yourself out of a decluttering slump is to remind yourself of your why. Decluttering requires a lot of effort, both physically and mentally. It is simple to become overwhelmed by the amount of labor. But keeping in mind your why can help you rediscover your motivation, allowing you to return to concentrating on the big picture rather than dreading the actual decluttering work. Mistake number 2. Not having a purpose for each space. When minimalism is done properly, its advantages are most fully realized. Therefore, you should declutter every place in your house with a purpose if you want to experience the freedom that comes from owning less fully. Knowing where to start while trying to minimize your home is frequently the most difficult portion. It is obvious that trying to tackle a full house at once is overwhelming, so you should concentrate on one room at a time. Spend your time and effort on the simplest room first, and as you work your way through the rest of the house, use that as an example for the others. Once you have decided which room you want to concentrate on, a good strategy is to begin with the visible areas first. Items like shelves, furniture, and stuff on the floor, before moving on to the hidden spaces in the room, such as arranging your drawers, cabinets, and closet. This will allow you to track your progress as you work, which may be very helpful if you feel overburdened by the volume of material you have to look through. Mistake number 3. Judging yourself or other people. Minimalism's first stage is to declutter your mind of judgment, both of yourself and others. It is not easy to declutter since you will inevitably discover hundreds, if not thousands, of things you did wrong. It is highly likely that you will conclude that you have pissed away a significant amount of cash on stuff you may have never even touched. In other cases, this might be so unpleasant that you want to give up before you have even started. Instead, you should work on being kinder to yourself. Put aside any resentment you may have for overspending over the years, and start seeing your blunders as opportunities for growth. This will profoundly alter your perspective on clutter reduction and life in general. When you finally get minimalism, it is easy to look down on those who have not yet reached your level of understanding. It's not always on purpose. Sometimes you are just happy with the new direction your life is taking, and you cannot understand why everyone else is not. Being judgmental of yourself or others is counterproductive. Mistake number 4. Biting off more than you can chew. The time and effort required to declutter can be substantial. When you first begin clearing up clutter, you may feel a surge of exhilaration and motivation. When you push yourself too hard, too fast, you risk becoming exhausted, overwhelmed, and frustrated. Instead, try dividing up your decluttering tasks into more manageable chunks. Decluttering a room might be overwhelming, so starting small and working your way up is best. If you are already in the middle of a decluttering project and feeling motivated, you may always keep going and finish the job. To avoid being overwhelmed and creating a worse mess than you started, it is best to tackle one tiny decluttering activity at a time, rather than trying to tackle the entire area and removing everything. Organize everything so you know what to accomplish, where to put your efforts, when to declutter, etc. Having a strategy in place can help a daunting task like decluttering seem more manageable. Knowing the specific actions to complete the decluttering task increases the likelihood of taking them. Mistake number 5. Not acknowledging progress. All progress is good progress. It makes no difference how quickly or slowly you make progress. Cleaning up your living space is worthwhile, and every little bit helps. Continuous effort is more valuable than bursts of activity. Making a concerted effort to declutter your home regularly will pay off in the long run. It is easy to get mired in the decluttering process if all of your attention is focused on what remains to be done, rather than the progress you have already made. However, reflecting on your successes is a fantastic method to move past a rut. Feeling stuck or discouraged, stop thinking about how much work is still ahead of you. You should instead rejoice in the efforts you have already made and the successes you have already achieved. And that is why it is so important to document the before and after of your decluttering efforts with photographs of the rooms in question. The progress you have made on your decluttering efforts can be easy to overlook, especially if you are making small, daily improvements. Mistake number 6. Decluttering without your future in mind. The act of saving objects with the intention of using them someday is a typical barrier to the process of decluttering. When you acquire anything, even if you have every intention of putting it to good use, the likelihood is high that you will never get around to really doing so. It is correct that we ought to be continually getting rid of things that are not necessary. When you first start cleaning up your space, it may take several tries to achieve even the smallest of victories. Think about this for a while. If you are planning on having a child within the next few years, it is in your best interest to hang on to the baby bed. Despite the fact that it will take up valuable storage space in the garage, it defeats the purpose of decluttering, which is to make one's life more sustainable. To toss things away only to purchase them again a few months later, this is a significant error that many people who are just starting out make. Decluttering is not a mad dash to throw things out of your house. Rather, it is an opportunity to make your life simpler. Mistake number 7. Not personalizing your decluttering process. If you approach decluttering by mimicking what you have seen other people do, you will fail. Perhaps since it was tailored to their specific preferences, it was a hit with them. Being thoughtful and unique in your home design is a cornerstone of the minimalist lifestyle. One of the easiest methods to prevent being disheartened while decorating a minimalist home is to start with your favorite furniture and objects. Light, airy, clean, and simple are all characteristics of a minimalist space, but it does not imply your house needs to look like a hotel lobby. Do not be scared to make your house a home by adding your own special touches to it. Your home should be decorated in a way that first and foremost pleases your sense of sight. In terms of design, it is acceptable to take inspiration from various sources. When you are redesigning your home, you should just bring in the necessities. You cannot expect everyone else to meet your requirements. Feel free to put your own spin on the minimalist lifestyle. Put some of your own stamp on the place by decorating it in a way that speaks to you. Mistake number 8. Ignoring that the decluttering never ends. The truth is that we never finish getting rid of clutter. Expect that it may take multiple attempts before you achieve even your most modest decluttering goals when you first get started. Later on, as your possessions grow and your habits shift, You will still have to put forth the effort, even though it may appear daunting at first. It actually may provide some welcome respite. The mistaken belief that decluttering is a one-and-done task can cause a person to give up before they even begin. It is not like you can spend 8 hours cleaning clutter and never have to do it again. You do not have to hang on to items that are not growing with you as your needs change over time, such as when you start a family, find a spouse, or move into a new home. Simply starting small and giving yourself some compassion is all it takes to get the mental health benefits of decluttering and transform the way you live at home. That's all for today, folks. And if you need further advice on how to approach minimalism correctly, be sure to watch our video on minimalist hacks to change your life. See you on the next one.